This is the Wednesday, May 5th, 2021 meeting of the Berlin Personnel Committee. As a preliminary matter, please note that this meeting is being recorded and that some attendees are participating by video conference. Accordingly, please be aware that other folks may be able to see you, and take care not to screen share your computer. Anything that you broadcast may be captured by the recording. This is Claire Pond, Chair of the Personnel Committee. Permit me to confirm that all members and persons anticipated on the agenda are present and can hear me prior to me calling the meeting to order. Members, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Sue Terrian.
I'm here.
Tom Bradley.
I'm here.
Great. Staff, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Margaret Nadowitz
I'm here.
and June Pullman.
Tom,
mute.
there's a picture of
With a
Tom.
quorum of the board present, I call this meeting to order at 6:32 p.m. Okay. So, I know we haven't seen Tom in a while. There you are.
My son was here to set it up for me so you could see me.
Yeah, that's good. Well, you can always turn off the video when you're ready.
Nope.
So the first item of business on the agenda is the minutes. So I sent out the minutes. I apologize. I always put on my subject on the email, last minute minutes. Because I sent them today, this morning. Did you guys have a chance to read them?
I read them. I make a motion that we approve them as written.
Okay,
I'll second it.
okay. Any other discussion? If none, all those in favor? Aye.
Do I?
Claire,
Aye.
aye. And Tom. Okay, great. Thank you. The second item on the agenda is PAFs. I didn't see any, Margaret.
No, now we do have one for that COA van driver resignation, but I haven't circulated it for sign offs yet, but again, it's a resignation and I'll get it to you for your next meeting.
Okay,
Is that
So-
me making all that noise?
the next piece was position reviews. So we had a few job descriptions to look at. And the first one was the Council on Aging van driver, which we looked at last time. We thought it looked good, but we wanted it to the title to change from bus driver to Council on Aging van driver. And we did receive the updated version of the Council on Aging van driver.
Yeah.
So that looked good with the new title.
Yes, and so the board approved that as well, so that should be good to go.
Right.
The library assistant job description was the one I neglected to have you approve
Oh,
last
okay.
time too, and so the board has approved it contingent on personnel committee's approval.
Okay, I I thought that we approved the draft, but let me just double check on that. I thought that we. Yes. Oh, yeah, because that was given to us last week with the bus driver one. So I did read it and everything, and I think we talked about it, that we wanted it, we approved it, but we wanted it in the format that of all the new job descriptions.
Okay.
So I did review that. And
Bob Hodge did confirm that it accurately reflects the duties of the position.
okay, great.
So should we approve that with formatting changes?
They did reformat.
Okay.
Yep,
Okay,
yep.
so then I'll make a motion. We do approve that.
Okay.
I will second that.
All right, any other discussion on the library assistant job description? Hearing none, all those in favor? Aye,
Sue, I.
Tom, I.
okay, great,
Great, okay.
beautiful, okay. Then the third one was the one that we received today, the cemetery superintendent. And let's see, oh, I'm sorry, the seasonal landscaper.
So Dave would like to hire a couple of seasonal laborers funded through Bay State Roads. And this is the draft job description that he gave me. So it's really very basic,
Yeah,
but we could format it to the standard formatting.
oh, beautiful, okay, because that was one of my, that's what I wrote down about it, question mark format, okay. I did read it, it's very general, and I think it's perfect for, you know, bringing in some, it's more for the summer help, Margaret, is that to help
it's
cover
only for the-
vacations?
Yeah, it's actually only for the summer help that's funded through Bay State Roads.
Okay,
So, yeah.
Margaret, are these younger kids or
Yes.
older? You get to
Yeah, they'll
choose.
be they'll be young. They'll be 18 years old. Of
Okay.
course, everybody's young to me now, but 18, young. Yeah, they'll be
As old as you feel.
they'll be young kids. Yeah.
Okay.
okay, so based on what I did read, and I have it right here in front of me, I'd like to make a motion that we approve it with the recommendation that it be formatted in the same format that we're looking at for all our job descriptions now.
I'll second that.
Okay, any discussion? Any other questions, Tom? All right,
No, nope.
no other, if there's no other discussion, all those in favor? Aye,
Sue, I.
Tom, I.
okay,
Okay, I'll send you the formatted version once I get that done.
okay. Just writing that down. Okay. All right, good. And then the third job description that we got was the draft cemetery superintendent. I didn't have that much time to read it because we just got it, but
Yep.
any
This is-
thoughts? Do we have some time on this, Margaret?
A little bit. Now, so this actually is the draft that was submitted to the Personnel Committee, I think, in January, I believe.
Right.
Yeah.
You did a
Okay.
couple of red lines on this, so you should see the red lines on your version. So what I've done is I've forwarded this off to Barry because it's going to be necessary in order to determine pay for superintendent. It's gonna be necessary to determine the number of hours required for each duty. And so he came in today and said he's working on it, but it'll be a couple of days.
Okay, all right. Okay, but in the meantime, I think maybe we can see what we can find out from some other sources in terms of pay rates for cemetery superintendents that oversee this type of work.
Now, let me ask this, Margaret. Some towns that have taken over by a DPW, do they have a superintendent or is it run just through the DPW?
Often it's run through the DPW. So often the highway superintendent, this is Boylston is actually an example of this.
Yeah.
Boylston's highway superintendent acts as the cemetery superintendent. And the difference is that he has office staff. So he has an administrative assistant that handles the the scheduling and the receiving of payments and things like that. So yeah, often it is through the highway department or DPW.
Okay. So I was wondering, how are we gonna do this?
Mhm.
Still, this is what I mean. I mean, it's gonna be hard to do this right away.
Mhm.
This is what I'm trying to get at. So, I mean, should we take it over completely? Or let it continue to run as somebody as an outsource, not outsource, but
Mhm.
in that board of directors or whatever they call themselves.
Oh, the commission.
Commission.
Yeah.
So Dave and Barry and I met a couple of weeks ago, and because Dave doesn't have an administrative assistant at all,
Right,
and he already has his plate full, when we met, we talked about Dave just taking over the cemetery groundskeeping and maintenance.
right,
So only the groundskeeping and maintenance portion of it. What's left is what the superintendent would do, you know, making the arrangements and submitting payments, turnovers and things like that. And the burials themselves, which has been contracted in the past. So Barry's looking to see whether or not, Barry's looking to see what, you know, what hours would be entailed if the superintendent takes over the actual burials. Now, for Bob, for example, Bob did cemetery groundskeeping and maintenance, but he was paid separately for the burials under his contracted services. So that's, it can naturally be separated. The question is, where is it paid from in the cemetery budget?
okay,
Yeah, I understand, yes. So in other words, if they still have the commission, let Dave do what he's gonna do, like you're saying, and then let that be a separate thing. Do they have the money for this separation?
So that's what he's looking at. So the superintendent pay has remained unchanged for several years, 3,000 something, $3,458. I'm looking at June. Like, June, am I guessing right? It's $3,548, something like that. And then there is still, I didn't bring my budget with me.
That's fine.
that's okay.
I believe there's a little over $12,000 left in that cemetery expense line as well.
Okay. It's, I get it, but it's a sticky situation because you want to do it in,
It would
as
be
long as
great.
one of them do all the paperwork and be there for the burial, I think it would be, and then Dave doesn't have to worry about it.
That's,
I don't know. That's my personal opinion. I mean, what do you, Sue and Claire, think?
Burials are still physical labor because they actually help bring plywood out.
Yes.
So you can't have somebody that is not physically able to do that job.
Okay.
And I'm
That's-
also, if to find someone to do that, it's such a flexible schedule. I think we're going to have difficulty finding someone to fill that spot.
Yeah, because you never know. They get a phone call, somebody died, you're burying them on Thursday, you know, like
Right,
tomorrow. So it's hard to find somebody to go, oh, I gotta take work off to do this, you know?
So had the just conversation at the beginning when Barry first came in, Eloise was on there, the line too, that the job description says she does death certificates, and then we find out that Eloise does it.
right,
I think the clarification has to come in on how much Eloise actually does and how much, is done by the superintendent.
Okay, yep, you're right. Yeah. I don't, too much loopholes, I think. That's, to figure this out. That's my opinion. I don't know how you two feel, but, or Margaret.
So basically, right now, we're waiting for Barry to get back to us to you, Margaret, on the number of hours. And
Mhm,
then we've got to come up with a rate,
mhm.
so that we'll know how much needs to go into that budget. Is
Mhm.
that correct?
Yes.
Is that a standard fee now? Like a $50 flat fee? Is
For
that how they
burials?
did it? Yes.
Burials, yes. So cremation burial is $50 and a full burial is $150. And they may, right now, they're not charging extra on weekends, but in the past they have, from what I understand, and I don't know how much extra was charged on weekends.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So what is the action item for us for tonight that we need to get through on this?
Right now, it's just waiting for the
Okay.
number of hours from Barry.
Okay. All right. So in the meantime, Barry will get the hours to us. Our committee will look at other towns to see what they pay, and also the comp information on this type of job, and see if we can get anything out there for that. Because I don't recall this being in Sandy's information.
I don't think you're gonna
No.
find a lot.
Right.
Bolton is under the DPW also.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Bolton, and I believe Stowe is, a lot of the surrounding towns.
I did find, and I didn't bring my packet of cemetery stuff, but I did find some job advertisements for cemetery laborer that included hourly rates. So I can share those with you.
Oh, that'd be great when you get a
yeah, so-
chance.
Yep.
But
Okay.
Margaret, was that a full-time job or part-time?
I think it's a mix.
Because basically we're looking at part-time,
Mhm.
correct?
Yeah,
So that hourly, this is the way I'm looking at it, that hourly rate should be either a flat fee at an hourly rate at 2 hours,
Mhm.
that you know that you have to do something, 2
Mhm.
to 3 hours.
Mhm.
Problem is, like we just discussed, is we don't know when that's gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it could be 3 this week, and it could be none for a month.
And then there's a
That's
lot of
true.
waiting time too involved.
Yeah.
Because of the way that it happens, they have to be there when the grave is open, to wait for all the people to leave, and then the grave has to be closed.
Right. Right.
So it is an interesting job description, unfortunately.
But in terms of all the other things, receiving and processing all the bills and all that, currently the cemetery commission does that. Am I not mistaken? Because there's nobody else to do it.
Yes.
So they're handling this. What were the thoughts from Barry on that special employee designation that we were talking
Mhm.
about, similar to what we did for Bobby Guild, in order for him to get paid this
Yep.
spring?
So if a member of the commission contracts for the commission, just like is what's happening now,
Yeah,
the entire commission must be designated special municipal employee. So if the superintendent or the person who's contracted to do burials or what have you is paid from the expense line, is contracted, and that person happens to be a commissioner, the special municipal employee designation will have to continue.
okay,
So the board will have to restate that designation.
okay. Otherwise,
That won't
So-
apply if the contractor is not a commissioner.
okay, all
Could
right.
I just throw out one other thought?
Yep.
What's totally off the wall? But it seems like there's a lot of paperwork that the superintendent should do. And burials are, they said maybe once a month. And it's for, at the most, 3 hours. Is this something maybe the burial should go under that highway department? Should the person, I mean, I know every cemetery, every funeral I've gone to lately, the highway department is hiding in the back to fill the grave. So I'm just wondering if we should really think about the burials, the person that goes and helps the operator, gets the plywood out, digs the cremation, if the cremation just digs that grave, should go under the highway person or the highway department, and then have the paperwork and
Through the commissioner.
just a thought.
Okay,
All
June's
right.
got her hand up, she's gonna tell me I'm crazy.
No, no, I understand what you're saying, but like right now, we have a grave digger that does that outside of town. So Paul Wheeler does that right now.
Right, but I spoke to him this week,
Okay.
and they still have a person come,
Yes,
That
to
helps.
assist. Yes.
right, to assist, also bring out like the plywood and he also, the other person, Paul does not dig the smaller graves for cremation. This person does it by hand.
And you also have a person that's in charge of knowing where the person's supposed to be buried to.
the lot,
That
The other
should,
part of it.
and
right,
that should be part of the paperwork person, does all that. I'm just,
yeah, I see what you're saying, so just like on the day of the burial, making sure that it gets covered up after the end of it, right? And
Right.
Could have a highway person doing that. During the week, it's not so much an issue. It would just be on the weekends.
because are they on call right now or no, just over the winter? They must have guys on call they must switch off call like for weekends and such in case there's some type of, the highway department.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think it goes through the pecking order. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought, yeah, because there has to be in case a tree falls on the street or whatever and,
well, the town has to pay this person anyways, if he works for the cemetery or if he works for the highway.
Mhm.
You know,
Right,
we have to pay him, so maybe more money goes from cemetery into highway, and that just helps that way.
okay,
The highest number of burials that's occurred in the past
10 years.
3.5 years. In FY 18, there were 22 burials. Since then, there have been 12 or fewer. So, and it's going to vary. I mean, it's going to be unpredictable, but
right,
to your estimate of, averaging one a month, you might have 3 in 1 month and then
Right.
none for the next 4 months. You know what I mean? So,
right,
Um,
right,
I'll talk to Dave about it and see how that would work. For burials, it's going to require coordination with the commission, obviously, or if they
Right,
have a
yep.
superintendent, through the superintendent. But let me talk with Dave and see, and get his thoughts on it.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Plus, we gotta get Barry's final report, correct?
Right.
Okay.
Yep, okay. Well, I think it's great that they met and I really kudos to you, Margaret, for scheduling the meeting with them because that's a step in the direction we want to go and having everybody working cohesively on different things. I think that the cemetery superintendent right now, that piece of it, the paperwork piece, the lot piece, I know that Barry did share with me that he does have somebody, a senior work-off person helping him trying to put files together because many things were in people's homes. And so he's trying to get set up so that everything's in one place. And I that's a great thing. That way, moving forward, it's all in one place. So that was a good thing. So let's see what else we've got. Town, do we, is there any more discussion on this, or can we move ahead?
Let's move.
Okay. Town administrator information. What else do you have for us, Margaret?
I have an invoice, a final invoice from the human resource consultant.
Yep.
That I'd like your approval on.
That's the HR invoice number 8956, and it's a final invoice for the HR consultant of $2,000. So I did review it this afternoon. I'd like to make a motion that we accept it and approve it for payment.
Second,
Beautiful. Any discussion? No? If not, all those in favor? Aye?
Sue, I.
Tom, I.
Great. Okay, so it's approved.
Okay, so June will need your approved minutes.
Okay,
I will put the wheels in motion on that.
okay, great. Trying to think what else we had from last month, but oh, I don't have it. So the class and comp studies all over with. We know we do have more work to do on that, and we will start working on that. We're kind of hoping to be able to work on that when we can get together physically in a room 6 feet from one another. Let me see. What else were we talking about? Oh, how's the collective bargaining going with the,
Police and fire.
yeah,
Fire and EMS is nearing ratification. Police, our first negotiation session got canceled, and we're going to be, so our next session is next Monday. It's Monday.
yeah, great. Okay.
So that process is still early on.
Margaret, is this the first one for the fire EMS ever?
Yep,
The first one ever.
yep,
Okay. Okay.
okay,
More details to come
okay.
Thank you.
on ratification.
Okay.
And what the heck did I do with him? Oh, that was about it, except for we were gonna try and find out, we were gonna talk a little bit about the indoor in-person meetings and when those might start.
So the select board may actually be meeting in person on June 7th at the 1870 upstairs.
Okay,
Excuse me. So I would say that we're going to be reopening for business transactions next week, the offices,
Right,
not
I
for
saw-
meetings, but I've said all along that meetings are going to follow shortly after our reopening.
good.
So I think it's time to start talking about an in-person meeting. I would suggest at the 1870 upstairs. It's a nice big room, plenty of space. We could make, if you have a date, we could make the reservation with Lisa. Excuse me. And you could get going on your.
I know,
Sorry.
I'm with you.
And you could get going on your work sessions. So you're
Okay.
meeting again on May 19th, June 2nd, and June 16th. Would you like to try for an in-person meeting on May 19th?
May 19th, I do have that on my agenda to bring up. I am not available May
Okay.
19th for a meeting.
Okay.
Sorry to say. They're having our service awards Zoom thing for the hospital in the UMass. And it's my 35 years, so I
Wow.
yeah,
Good job.
they made us send then and now pictures. Oh my God. I was looking at the pictures. Oh God, I was so cute back then. It's like 35 years ago. I said, oh my God, now. So we had to send the then and nows. I thought that was kind of cute. So sorry, on the meeting on the 19th. So I'll let Sue and Tom decide whether they want to have the meeting without me or whether we want to postpone it and
I'm not doing your secretary work, so we'll meet before or
oh,
after.
yeah, right, okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't care, Claire. It's up to you if you want to do
All
it.
right. Well, let me
My
take a look at
question-
my other
Look at
weeks.
look at your calendar. And the other thing too is we are gonna start in person and we have to spread out.
Yeah,
Don't forget Wednesdays get really busy with multiple.
yeah,
So is
Yeah.
it one of those things that maybe we might want to do a Tuesday or a
okay,
Thursday? And so you
Yeah.
might want to just check your schedule. I'm pretty open.
yeah, okay, good. Let me take a look at my schedule and I'll let
Okay.
you know on that. But thank you, everybody. Maybe we can reschedule it another day and I'll run that by you guys and by Margaret to see what your availability is as well.
I think I'm gonna look at my calendar right now because typically after town meeting, my Thursdays are free. I can't believe I'm saying that. That's Thursday. I don't think I have. So for example, May 20th, the evening is free.
Okay,
May 18th would be a problem because if we have to have an extra town meeting session, it would be that night. So,
okay, nah. Yeah,
but May
you got enough.
19th would work. I mean, 20th would work.
All right. May 20th is a Thursday. Are you going to be there every single night that week, Margaret?
No, well, no, actually, no, because the Wednesday night I'd be free because personnel wouldn't be meeting. You'd be meeting Thursday night.
Oh,
so.
good.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All
We
right.
want you
So
to have a day off.
do we want to try for Thursday, May 20th then?
Sounds good.
Okay, at 6:30 PM?
Yep.
30.
At the 1870?
Yeah, let's give
6:30.
it a try at the 1870.
Okay.
For smaller, can we go downstairs or do we have to go upstairs?
No, you could probably go downstairs. You could probably go downstairs. There's
In that
plenty
room,
of
just, yeah. I thought the room
Barn hall.
downstairs for
Mhm.
us instead of that great big room
Yep.
for the 5 of us.
Yeah, Barnes Hall would be fine for that. All right, I'll ask Lisa.
Okay, and let's see, the policies we got, so thank you very much for making those copies for us. We appreciate it. And so that'll be another thing on our next agendas to be able to start on.
Sounds good.
Okay. Any other business from anyone?
No, I want to thank you for delivering them there, delivery girl. So-
Yeah, thank you, so, thank
Hey,
you,
I have
Margaret,
a
for
role.
making the copies.
Have a job.
Yeah. All right, if there's no other
Oh.
business, I'll entertain a,
I will make a motion to adjourn.
good.
I will
okay,
second that.
That's great. All right. Any other discussion? Hearing none. Those who'd like to adjourn, aye.
Sue, I.
Tom, thank you, ladies.
Okay.